everything has been like just amazing for you. Um, for me personally, the energy has been very much so like walking on sunshine. So hopefully the rest of the collective feels the same way. Like I can assure you, if you were to be like, hey, how's it going? We'll live in the dream. I finally got the energy to know, that where that resonates for me. All right, so who is this reading for or about? Reading for or about? Who is this reading for or about? One card, please. Reading for or about? Someone who looks like someone who rests in a very part man, part woman, all angel. So it's just it could be about an earth angel. Let me stop stuttering. Maybe that's the energy people have when they come into your presence. Um, an earth angel, masculine or feminine. I just want them to make that clear. The card is denoting that it is both, or it could be either. But you're part man, part angel. Got 1 foot on water and 1 foot on the land. Definitely giving to that mermaid energy I was feeling more recently. And I've done my research recently too about mermaids and whether or not they're real. And they are. So that's why I'm like, yes, I knew it. But I knew that before I did my research. Like I could feel that they existed. Anyway. So listen. This 4 of Swords is what I want to get more info on. I want to know what this part. Oh. Oh. Okay. So it's like, I guess okay, I'm gonna dip for a minute out of the conversation about the cards, even though I see very clearly what's happening here, because the cards is actually about this one and this one here. The reason I said I needed to separate the two is because like during the readings, it's like I'd be at this table at various times of the day and these things would stay still. And I'd be right here in the same positioning, doing the same similar things, if not more aggressive, moving things. And they would just sit there. But as soon as I would get reading starting, they would just, and I feel like that was divine masculine and divine feminine's energy. So I feel like this is what this is. Divine masculine and divine feminine that are in union, they have this energy where they're comfortable no matter what. Because it was the 2 of Swords at the bottom of this, and it's like it was the Rest card, and then it was the 2 of Swords. So I kind of feel like they're fine and they're comfortable no matter what waves occur, no matter what, turns that they weren't aware of, because they know they're not in control. They don't get all like butt sore and heart achy and like feeling some kind of way. Yeah, when they're met with something that doesn't look like what they were expecting the next step to look like. But they know that they're working towards justice. So it's like they don't, that doesn't thwart them. That doesn't slow them down. That doesn't deter them. They know that justice is what's happening. So they're like, oh, okay. But I feel like they also, I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like divine masculine, divine feminine recently have been in such a, because they're protected from all black magic, so they're not experiencing black magic issues. They are literally healing or focused on their own endeavors and the things that make them feel the best. They're focusing on their, their top 3, mind, body, and spirit. That's all they've been focused on. And people are going bananas, strictly bananas. Like, do they spend time with each other, in conversation, deep conversation, maybe even, all the way up to the verge of, to lovemaking? Absolutely. They're going to. They're not going to miss out on any part of their union just because other people want to try to wreak havoc. But they will allow for whatever needs to take place while they're moving in the direction that they're supposed to. Yeah, I guess maybe there was some like misinterpretation that like, oh, we maybe some because okay, there's this thing called healing and it's not linear. Actually, that doesn't go there. It's not, healing is not linear. And it took me a while to understand that, but it's like, it doesn't, you can't say, oh yeah, you'll be healed from this in 2 weeks. You won't be, you'll be healed from finding out about this traumatic thing that, this person that had been around you in your life for the last 22 years. Don't worry. You're going to heal from it in a week. No, you're not. You don't heal from finding out that your best friend slept with your baby mama overnight, right? Right? This is the kind of things that we're talking about. It's like, it's almost, and see, look, the King of Swords came out, and now the Queen of Swords is out here too with the transformation card. So it's like these are all a part of the beauty of the transformation. Um, they understand that they got too comfortable in that space where like, well, we don't even have to, like, since everybody wants to yell and fuss, let's just sit here. And because if you didn't notice, the whole like unbothered energy is because they were too unbothered is what I'm understanding. Like I'm getting that energy from the from the divine. Like the divine had to step in because they were so unbothered about what anybody. They were focused on nothing but themselves and each other. Like, hey, you good? I'm good. Okay. And I feel like that's also a wonderful thing too. Like they're falling in love with the things that make them them, and their person their person. So it's like they're getting to know the true other person right now. It's like, oh, okay. So you are, this person. Like what I heard, the direct communication that I heard that I understood to be taking place yesterday or so was that divine masculine was speaking to divine feminine. It kind of went like, um, oh, I didn't know that you were like that. Because it was kind of like divine masculine was like, tell me what it is that you like about me the most. And so divine feminine starts throwing out all these things, and he starts to chuckle a little bit, and she's kind of like, well, what are you laughing at? And he's like, nothing. It's always, funny to hear what people's perception of you is. And she was like, oh yeah, I know. And he's thinking that she doesn't know like who he really is, but she does. And so it's kind of one of those moments where he's like showing his true colors to her, and she's like, yeah, I kind of expected that. And I love that about you because it makes me feel safer with you, that I can be more vulnerable to be who I am. So it's kind of like, if anybody thought that what's taking place right now was diminishing their connection, it's actually deepening it. Everything is built in. I don't think that the people around them realize that as much as they do at this point. Yeah, they intuitively, like, they're on point. They're serious about what they're doing. They're not in any burdened energy. Like, they're still unbothered. They're still very much so like, I stand at the top of this temperance, even if you work against me and try to talk about all the stuff, like, because that's really all that's happening now. People are just rehashing, because most people are actually coming to terms with their own karma for trying to stand in the way of this union. They intuitively know that is going to take place. So it's like people are actually like, oh my gosh, they're starting to question their own motivation too. It's like, wait a minute, what do I really want if I want to be a part of something that would tear apart, like this agenda that just has nothing good in it? Because there are people involved that thought that they were not doing something wrong. They didn't see, like, they knew that they were maybe fornicating or, whatever the little things, that's how they see them, the little things, but they didn't realize like how the little things become bigger things. And these little things, unfortunately, because of the individuals that they were involved with to do these things, it created such an environment. Whatever was attached to these more recent members of these groups, or whatever it was, whoever got on board somewhere, there was a wrong turn. It keeps coming out very heavily, but the divine masculine, divine feminine are like, it was the right turn. They're like in this daze about one another. I felt some energy. I don't know if divine masculine was trying to do a love spell on divine feminine, or it was someone sending a love spell to divine masculine or something. 3 of Wands. Maybe, oh, okay. I think maybe it was just kind of maybe divine masculine exploring to see like if he could what direction, like if he could move it the direction, because I very heavily felt like love spell from divine masculine, and I was like, that's weird as, AF. But I was just kind of like, well, it's divine masculine, so search through it. And I felt like it was just more so of kind of like being like, okay, uh, seeing if they could. So this is the thing. Some of these divine masculines are still struggling with their ego, like wanting the divine feminine to be the one to come forward or to make the connection. So it was kind of like, well, maybe I can get my strength to overpower her to break this silence. And that didn't work. It kind of ended up, it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. So, I mean, you guys know, like the Five of Pentacles on the bottom. So clearly that didn't work. But he immediately, like whoever the divine masculine, immediately went back into that loving energy and is trying to like work through it and be in the motivation. But essentially what all it did, because divine feminine knew who it was from, she's aware of the magic, like she's just doing two. I don't know if you see that, but it's back here, with the rest of the cards that just fell out for her. Essentially what it did was like just divine feminine acknowledged like, oh, okay, divine masculine is sweet on me and does understand that we're going through a little movement that's created by the divine, but it's to get us exactly where we need to go. And so I feel like divine feminine is just being very cautious with how she chooses her words at this point in time, because she wants to make sure that she's not in any way, shape, or form choosing to okay, so divine feminine is very, earth angels don't mix words. They mean what they say at all times. Every now and then there's a Freudian slip or something happens, but they mean what they say. So divine feminine is trying to make very certain that she's not doing or saying anything that would misrepresent her as well. And that's a part of this whole trust factor that's building. I don't know why that's coming up right now, but that's what's got the this high priestess, Queen of Wands energy floating out to represent the divine feminine in this, because the divine masculine is still very much in this King of Swords, very much in this like, I'm serious about my life and the direction in which I want it to go. Healing, again, is not linear, so it takes its time. Divine feminine knows that, but divine feminine also is like, well, I do have a dual mission. For the dual mission, Empress High Priestess out here, the dual mission means that I make myself available to other high level beings so that they can utilize whatever it is that they need from me, and I can receive in return a gift from them to show their appreciation. Because divine beings don't work off of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna charge this for this. It's kind of like, oh no, we get together, and it could very well be monetary. It could very well be a lot of monetary, you know what I mean, benefits. But there are things that come along with it, especially if you want to work with someone that's at the level, because this is yogi. I don't think you guys understand either. Like the yogi tea that we drink was made by this yoga master who, passed, but I recently watched the documentary on that person, and the person, well, actually is on the person that came after him, and she also passed. But I think it's because they get connected to the materialism that comes into play, which I understood the philosophy, because there is a part of like living in this grandeur life and like there's spare no expense to keep yourself happy. But then there's also this level of like having the right relationship with money. And I don't think that the yogis have yet incorporated all of the things that maybe some of us newly enlightened beings have actually got all the pieces for, because of the previous lifetimes. And that's a huge part of why like government entities are watching, why everybody's watching, readers and everything like that, is because they have all this information. And there are some readers out there that have capabilities too. It goes beyond, the flipping of the cards. The cards is just a means to, I don't know, it's like a start to it, I guess, a tool, another tool, just like money is a tool, time is a tool, they're all manipulatives, but it's a part of this awakening, that's for sure. Anyway. All right, let's see. This is divine masculine, divine feminine, being in their love energy, love of self, love of Life's journey, love of one another, love of all creation, still dealing with all of their things collectively. Yeah, they're still balancing out like the things that they want in the future with one another, how to handle. Ooh, look at this. You, Emperor, get it. Look at this. The Emperor just popped out with like, yeah, I'm balancing some stuff out too. This, if this doesn't tell you where the Emperor is at, then I don't know what else does. So, Emperor's getting the bag, clearly. Got the bag. All the bags. I'm hearing there's like 4 endeavors, maybe. I don't know. Yep, there was the 2 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles, which makes 4 of Pentacles. So yes, and the King of Pentacles popping out here. So yes, I guess Boss Daddy is making all the monies. I think that there's like this shared knowledge and understanding, like everybody involved in the divine union is doing what they're supposed to do. The competition and people around them still feel very ignored, or some people feel disrespected, and yeah, some people like want to make them, I don't know, it's some weird, that weird energy. Oh yeah, they were in some false reality that like the Emperor was in some, I don't know, like in maybe in a reverse King of Cups energy, like was still not like out of love. You're out of touch. Like some, you know, like missed the boat kind of energy. And that's not where either of these 2 are. They're like, ooh, look, boat number 2. I'm going to sell on this one and then come back and take this other one. It's all a part of the illusion that was built into for these dweebs is what I've been calling them. Because, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like, is there a word that's bigger than stupid and idiot and imbecile and degenerate and scum and like, is there a deeper, darker, like better description? Because the devil doesn't cut it at this point. It's just too vague. Like, I want people to understand the filth, you know what I mean, that these people exist in just in their everyday way of being, you know. But anyway, look at that. Yeah, it looks like there's no, I mean, nothing can stop this. Because look, it's like the Knight of Swords. So if they thought that this King of Swords wasn't going to continue on and get in motion and have his own opinion about his life, they were sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. What did he do? He popped out here to match up with this Empress energy, who's just the High Priestess. This came out in the previous readings too. Like they like matching up with each other. They feel like that brings the tower to all the viewers too. Like, damn it, they keep popping out with each other. Yeah, they're in love. Do you guys know what that looks like? Well, if you want to go back some readings, like, we can show you where it all started, but you wouldn't believe us. That's also like, these people are always trying to come up with a plan. It's like, we could give you the exact recipe and your cake would still fall flat. That's how the divine beings feel. We could give you everything that we're going to do next. You would still somehow F it up. You would still somehow confuse yourself and be like, nah, they didn't really give us the actual instructions. It's like, because this is just the reality that the divine beings live in. Like, we are victorious because that's what we decided. Like, not only did we decide it, but that's all we know. We don't know anything else. We don't know anything else other than being happy with our lives and enjoying our lives and being fruitful and multiplying and all those other great things. Anyway, look, then the Chariot comes out. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope that this has been helpful, insightful in some way, shape, or form. Look at the 4 wands coming out on the bottom. Let's see. Been guided to take a few of these cards. I see new love. Pay attention to the red flags. This could be the one. So pay attention to the red flags. All I see with that is like to be aware of the things that exist so that you can understand your triggers that might take place and how to work through them. Because you might actually be able to work through your triggers prior to coming like out of separation or whatever you want to call it. It's safe for you to love is what it says on there as well. Let go of your control issues. Yeah, you don't have to be in control of this one. I think that's what's happening. I think it's like a forced opportunity because of the sheer attraction. It's like these two are going to do whatever they need to do in order to be together. So no one can change that. Look, like I said, they're getting to know each other, or you are, whoever is watching. This is true love. And essentially, once this cycle and phase is over, it goes directly into that honeymoon phase that everybody's been hearing about. Yep, that's what's happening. So while you're in separation, don't forget to continue to flirt, because you guys are in love. You're not like, yeah, this is new love. Again, this is new love. Make the effort. This could be the one. I hear somebody talking. Okay. This could be the one. Yeah, don't fall for any deception. Stay optimistic about your love life with this person. Even if there are children involved, just stay in the energy of forgiving and learning, and give your relationship a chance, because this does have a past life energy to it as well. Keep the playfulness together between you two, and be ready for that retreat when that honeymoon phase comes in. I hope this has been helpful and insightful in some way. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm uploading another video too, but it's mostly about these karmics and their life of horror that they are tied to. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one, guys. This is good. I like it. Ooh, stay in that healing energy. Don't forget, when you start getting frustrated about what's happening right now with your person, you guys are healing. That is what's happening. Don't let any other readings like, oh, your person went to the such and such. That's not your reading. That's not your person. Keep nurturing this relationship and the love that you guys share and have for one another, because that's what it's about. Continue to keep those boundaries with those people that you already have blocked, because if you let them in, it will just create more chaos between you and your person while you're in separation. All right? All right. Talk to you next time. Bye.